Michael Winger, head of consulting services with ggCircuit. Thanks for joining me today, Michael. And you guys, you're on quite a journey recently with a lot of different locations out there that we're consulting for. But I wanted to ask you, tell us a little bit about your background in esports and in brick and mortar locations specifically.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me on, JMac. Background. Well, for those who don't know me, I'm Mike Winger. I'm from Utah. Currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. So I met JMac and the Zach Johnson eBash crew somewhere in the late 2000s. My store in Utah started back in 2005. I purchased it in 2007. It was already running, but negative cash flow. So we went in there with a business plan and turned the place around and grew it from, I don't know, I think I had like 18, 20 stations. We grew it to over 40 stations in Utah. So just your typical land center environment, moved into running events and tournaments just like anybody else does. So that came to an end last year, and about that time came over to ggCircuit and started doing awesome stuff here.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, I guess, the creation of the consulting group. What was uh, just the beginning of it, the genesis? What happened?
Well, so a need really, just like I think any other business or part of any other business is it always grows out of a need. And ggCircuit was getting bombarded with emails, phone calls, people just needing help. The software was there. The software is great. Software is amazing. The software's always evolving, and it fixes a lot of the problems that we've all had for over a decade in the land industry. But the people getting into the business are different. Before it was hobbyists and people who knew about technology and people who knew about gaming and people who knew about the technical aspect of a company. But nowadays you get people who are financial experts. You get people who are business experts, people who are franchise experts. And there's a disconnect between them and how to implement and properly run an esports lounge, a LAN center. And so because of that need, that vacuum that was created, ggCircuit pretty much came up, and that's what we do now. We were able to, provide these individuals, these companies with the information that they need to move forward and really get their business off the ground.
Yeah, and we see all kinds of people that email us, whether they are just starting or they're about to open their doors. Reach out to us for consulting. What would you say are some steps that you would like to see people take before they reach out to us about consulting?
You know what? That's a great question. That's probably going to be the best question that you asked today. First of all, there's a lot of free information out on the internet. A lot of it's been put out there by our company, ggCircuit, ggLeap, by Zach Johnson from eBash over the years. Most of that's, been collected and posted on YouTube. That is the number one place aspiring land center esport arena owners should visit before contacting us. There's a whole bunch of videos with proper titles about how to run a land center, land center misconceptions, land center finances, different video titles that people should watch and they should study. And that would give them a great base of what to expect from not only from running a land center and owning a land center, but then from consulting as well. I'd say probably half of the people that contact us for consulting, not only do they not sign up for the consulting, but they actually don't end up moving forward in the land center business, because at the end of the day, this is a business. It does take time. It does take dedication. It takes money to get off the ground. And, and anything else that any other business would take, this does as well. And so by watching those videos and the blogs that yourself and Zach and the rest of the companies have done over the years, that's the best location people can go to get good, solid, free information. But it doesn't give you all. That's like level 0, maybe some level 1. And there's 10 levels to owning and running a business, especially this type. And so, that's what we're here for afterwards. After you've got that base and you figured out what you want to accomplish, give us a call. send us an email. Let's get you signed up. Let's get you rolling and moving forward. But that the YouTube channels, that's the best place to start.
And I don't think that's necessarily something wrong. We talk to someone who may just be in the planning stages, and at least they get more info from either us or online. It's that, this is a big undertaking. It's money, it's investment,
Yep.
it's a whole hell of a lot of time. And I would rather let someone know ahead of time that this may not be for them versus them putting a bunch of money in and then failing.
Oh, I 100% agree. Actually, one of my favorite quotes from Zach in the videos on YouTube is, if you're not prepared or if you don't have enough money, take that 50 grand you got, light it on fire and film it. Because, and that holds true. And I regurgitate that saying all the time when talking to our clients and our customers. So, and you're 100% correct. We have people contacting us 6, 7, 8 months later after their first initial contact because they weren't prepared the first time, right? They weren't ready. They've got a greater understanding now, and they're coming back, and now they're ready to go forward. And, they're determined, and they've got the tenacity that it's going to take to be successful. So.
Yeah, and you guys have been all over the place in the last couple of weeks. Actually, I was talking to Zach this morning, and I think we're kind of at the point where we don't know when people have taken off to different places to do consulting,
I know.
which is actually a pretty good feeling. But tell me a little bit about the esports settings that you have come across. It's really becoming diverse now versus, like you said, versus just the hobbyist. But what are some of the settings that you've experienced so far in the last few weeks, and what do you see as a trend in regards to brick and mortar locations?
Sure. So that's kind of a loaded question, and you can go super deep and super wide. But we've done everything from, one of our clients has 155 stations, probably the largest facility, not square footage wise, but gaming device wise in the country, in the United States, probably even considering Canada as well. Super great place. We put in some Pixie solutions, some caching solutions, and they ran with us for 6 months to get open, and it was really a great location. And we've done locations as small as 20 stations, actually. I think some of these that we're doing for some FECs are about 20 stations. And, we go out there and we do networking. We program routers. We install the Pixie solution. We support that for them as well. We've got some automated systems for game updates and things that we're doing for them as well, so that it can be more hands-off, especially for these places that are smaller and they're using them as an augment to an existing business to just drive additional revenue. So instead of it being the core of their business model, it's actually just another attraction or just a little side venture into a much larger pie, if you will. And so, we're teaching these people and how to be hands off and automatic, and so it can just kind of move forward and bring some money to their bottom line. But we're seeing these days, though, you kind of talked about the esports and how everything's kind of trended and transitioned over the years, and it's really moved into this what we call the engagement or the esports model. And really, at the end of the day, to be successful, you can't just open up anymore. You can't just be an internet cafe. You can't just be a LAN lounge. You need to engage your customers, and you need to engage them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And basically, the best way to do that is community events and tournaments. And we train our clients how to do those as well. Things that we've done that have been successful, things that we have done that have been not successful. You learn just as much from your failures as you do your successes, I think. And, it's kind of great to see these get implemented on a small scale, a medium scale, or even a super large scale, as, depending on the size of some of our clients.
That's a really great answer to what was going to be my follow-up is, what is our niche? This has grown very rapidly in the last year. We've gone from 2 years ago where we were just doing phone calls with people to now where we're actually sending a team out to these locations, spending 2 or 3 days with them, not only doing all the technical stuff that you said, but also doing employee training on how to carry on once the consultants leave. So Michael Winger, project lead for the Esports Center Consulting Services with ggCircuit. And Michael, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, J-Mac. Have a great day.